In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to create a data table in Salesforce ScreenFlow. By the end, you'll know how to add a data table component to a screen, point it at the right source of records, and fine-tune how it looks and behaves so your users can see and select exactly what they need. Start on the Salesforce homepage. Open the gear icon in the top right and choose Setup. If you see an option labeled Setup for current app, select that to stay within the context of the app you're using. In the quick find box on the left, type Flows. This filter is the fastest way to jump straight to the Flow Builder tools. Click Flows to open the list of flows in your org. Now create a new one. Click New Flow, then choose ScreenFlow. ScreenFlows are perfect when you want to guide users through steps and show them information right on the page. Once the Flow Builder canvas opens, click the plus icon where you want to add your first element and select Screen. This adds a screen to your flow where you'll place the data table component. With the screen open, look at the component list and add the data table. If you don't immediately see it, use the component search bar and type data to find it quickly. Give the component a clear label. I'll type test as a placeholder. This label helps users understand what they're looking at, and it can also be used as the table's title. Click back on the data table in the outline or on the canvas to make sure its properties are active, then enable use label as the table title so your label appears prominently above the table. Next, click Configure Data Source. This is where you tell the table where its rows will come from. In most cases, you'll point it to a collection of records already available in the flow, such as the output of a getRecords element or another collection variable you've built earlier in the flow. Pick the record collection that contains the object you want to display, then confirm your choice so the table knows what to render. Click Configure Rows to refine what appears and how users can interact with it. Here, you can set whether users can select a single row or multiple rows, decide whether to show row numbers, and specify limits or default selections if needed. These options make the experience more intuitive and help prevent invalid choices during the flow. Now click Configure Columns. Choose which fields to display from the record collection's object, then adjust labels, order, and widths so the most important information is front and center. Consider enabling features like wrapping long text, sorting on specific columns, or adding alignment for numeric values to make the table easier to scan. Keep columns concise. Too many fields can overwhelm users and cause horizontal scrolling. Click Set Component Visibility to control when the table shows up. You can base visibility on conditions, such as a prior screen choice or a variable value. This is useful if you only want the data table to appear when certain criteria are met, keeping your flow clean and focused. Open Validate Input to ensure the user provides a valid response. For example, require at least one row to be selected if the next step depends on a choice. This prevents users from proceeding without the necessary context and saves them from running into errors later. Open Advanced to review technical details like the component's API name and output selections. Make sure the API name is meaningful, because you'll reference it when you work with the selected rows later in the flow. Confirm that your selections are stored in the correct variable type if you plan to use them downstream. When everything looks good, click Done to close the configuration and return to the flow canvas. You've now added and configured a data table inside a ScreenFlow, complete with a proper label, data source, rows, columns, visibility, validation, and advanced settings. That's the foundation you need to build powerful, user-friendly selection experiences in Salesforce.